Hello everyone. In this video, we will cover the storage account and file sharing. We're gonna start from creating a storage account first, and then create virtual machines. We're gonna create two virtual machines. We're gonna use those two virtual machines to share the files, and then we also gonna cover uploading a virtual hard disk, which we're gonna create locally on our machine and then upload it onto the storage and connect it with our one of the virtual machines. So let's start by creating a resource group. So we're gonna call our resource group RG in US and let's create. Okay, resource group is got created. Let's create our storage account. We're gonna use our resource group storage account. We're gonna call it VM storage 2022. Okay, we need to use only lowercase and it's VM. Okay, we're gonna use standard and we won't gonna use any redundancy here, just normal and next, pretty much, and then let's create. So we're just gonna wait for our storage account to get created. It's just taking its time. We're gonna give it some time. Yep, our uh, storage account is created, VM storage 2020. And let's create our virtual machines. We're going to create two window virtual machines for this demo. So the first one we're going to call it window VM1. We're going to leave the settings as it is. We won't going to need any infrastructure redundancy there. Desktop, and let's create our and we will only use RDP. We won't gonna enable HTTP for now. Okay, sorry, just untick it. Yep, tick now. Click, click, and let's go next. Okay, this is an important part. We need to uh, get these settings enable in advance. We're gonna untick this one since we are using storage account. It should be unmanaged, and then you can see it's automatically picked up our storage account because there is only one at the moment. And then next, we will not touch anything on networking management. We're just gonna disable all these options for now because it's just gonna take time to get the machine deployed. Next, and let's wait for it to get created. Okay. Okay, while it's creating the virtual machine, let's create a virtual drive, which I created this one earlier. Just gonna delete this one. Let's create a virtual drive on our local machine, which we're gonna upload to our storage account, and then we're gonna connect to our VM. So let's start by going into our disk management, and in disk management, under the action, you will see an option which says create virtual VHD, which is virtual drive, and let's browse it to our desktop. Just gonna call it local v hard drive, virtual hard drive, local virtual hard disk, and click save. Okay, let's select it 30. Okay, it need to be, if there is a limit, if you use less than 20 it will fail, so make sure you virtual hard disk should be more than 20 MB. So I'm just going to use 30 for now. And then sorry, let's initialize it and let's create a volume. Okay, once you create this one, you're gonna see it will show up as a drive, but we don't want to upload as a drive. We want to upload as a folder virtual hard disk. So what we need to do, we need to detach it. Once you detach it, it will disappear. Let me show you now. So as you can see it disappear if you do refresh, but it will create the icon to the destination location, which I use desktop. So it will create an icon like this, which is our virtual hard disk, and it says 30 MB there as well. Okay, now let's go back to our nice portal. As you can see, our VM just got created. Let's click on resource. Let's try to connect to this, and gonna do RDP. Click. Okay, and let's connect. Stop, and then okay. While our VM is logged in, let's go to our storage account and let's click our storage account. In the storage account, we're gonna go to our container, virtual hard disks, and then in here we're gonna click. So this is our VM which just got created. We're gonna go upload. Under the upload option, you can see there is a file tab comes up. Here you can choose which file you want to upload. So since we created the virtual hard disk, we will upload this one, and let's click upload. It's getting uploaded. Okay, while it's getting uploaded, let's bring our virtual machine we just logged into it now. Okay, and let's go to this PC. We're just trying to see how many drives we got at the moment. So you can see we only got one drive. This is a temporary drive which comes with virtual machine anyways. So at the moment we only got one drive. So that virtual hard disk which we have uploaded, still in a process, oh it's done halfway, is uploaded. We gonna attach this one to our virtual machine and it should appear here. Okay, we don't gonna use the server stuff, so we're just gonna close this one off for now. Okay, our upload is successful. Let's go back to our virtual machine, VM1, and under disks, this is our operating system disk, OS disk, and let's add the data disk. Click on data disk. I'm gonna call it data disk 2 or 1, data disk 1. And so select existing blob and then click here and navigate to our storage under the VD virtual hard disks. Select our uploaded hard disk, virtual hard disk, and then click OK and let's hit save. On our virtual machine, since it was only one, you can see that hard disk is showing up here now. So this topic is covered where we uploaded the virtual hard disk from our local machine, or you can say from on premises, into the cloud, which is storage, and then attached it to your virtual machine. Okay, now next topic which we're gonna cover is to share a file between two virtual machines. We only got one virtual machine at the moment, so let's create another virtual machine into the same region. Um, we're gonna call it Windows VM number 2. We're gonna use the default setting and desktop. A, try to use a complex password, but it's hard to remember, so we'll use this one. That's done. RDP as we discussed. Click this, Nesk, Nesk, and then click on hard disk. Gonna keep these settings as it is. Unmanage hard disk. Selected our storage account. Click next. Next. In management, we're just gonna take these. We will cover all these topics in upcoming videos. And then that's all done. Advanced. You can click review and create, but I just go through all these tabs. Okay, we're gonna wait for it and create. Okay, while it's creating this, let's go to our storage account. In the storage account, let's go into the storage. So we were working on the container or blob before. Now to share files, we need to use this option, file share. Let's create a new file share. We're gonna call it the share folder. We're gonna keep the default setting as it is. Under the tiers quota, it's up to you, whichever you want to use. I'm just gonna go for 1 gig. The maximum you can do, I'm pretty sure, is 5 TB. And let's hit create. So our share folder has been created now. Okay, now wait for the VM to get created. Still in process. Just gonna close these tabs. We don't need these ones for now. This is our first VM. We're gonna leave this virtual drive connected for now. Okay, while this is getting built, let's go to our storage account. Okay, the aim here is to get this share folder connected to our both VM. So let's connect to the first one. So we go into the share folder, we click on the properties. We need to get this URL from here. Let's do copy. Go to our first VM. Okay, our other VM is created as well. While it's doing it, let's go to our first VM and open Notepad. This important concept which we need to cover here. So this is a URL for our file share. Okay, in our VM we need to use, instead of URLs, we need to use UNC. So for that we need to convert this URL into UNC. It's very straightforward. You just need to copy this, and instead of / change it to \. Okay, now this is our UNC number. Okay, we're gonna need two more details from our portal. If we go back to, so this is where we can get our URL, which we have converted into UNC like you saw. Now we're gonna need another information, but let me connect it to first, and then you probably gonna see what's gonna be the message come up. So let's go to our virtual machine. We do computer C in here. To share a drive or a folder, you need to go on computer, click on map a network drive, which will be our folder, and let's paste our UNC number here, and let's hit finish, and you will see there will be a prompt. So what it's asking here is to connect to that storage account. So these information we can get under our storage account. If you go back to our storage account, which got this file share in there, let's go back. You can use overview or you can go from here. And then under your storage account, remember we are in storage account, we are not in file share anymore. Under the storage account, look for access keys. This will be our account name. So we need to copy this one, go back to our virtual machine where it was prompting for our username. Paste the username here, and now we need to get the key. If you click this show key button, you will get key here. I know there are two keys, you can use any of them. It's like a lock with multiple keys in there. So let's copy the key. This we will cover in a later chapter. And then we go back to our VM, paste that password, and click OK. Bingo. Now you can see we are connected. So while I'm here, I'm just gonna create a folder. Since we are in Windows VM1, I'm gonna call this folder Windows VM1. Okay, now we have created the share folder on our cloud and connected to our VM1. Now let's go to sorry, apologies. So let's go to our Windows VM2. Let's try to remote into it, RDP. And let's put okay, our aim is to share the folder which we have created on Windows VM to Windows VM2. So we are waiting for our VM2 to load, which is happening now. And our VM1 is already had a folder which we call it. This is our share, which we call it Windows VM1. Okay, and it's loading up now. I'm just gonna give it a few more seconds. So we can let it load in the background. Let's go to our, okay, this is my machine. We want to go into the VM. So this is our VM. So let's go to, I don't want this server to load. Thank you. That's done. Okay. As you can see, there is no share folder connected. So now if I go back to our VM1, if you remember, we made a notepad there. So we need, let's copy this one. We know we need make the UNC number. We're gonna copy the same UNC number, and this is our VM2. gonna use the same option, share map drive. We're gonna keep the same drive number and we're gonna paste this number. Okay, as we know, our storage account name is VMS storage 2022, and the password we're gonna go back to our storage account and we can grab the password under the access key. And show key, copy this one on the clipboard and go back to our VM again. This is VM number 2 and click OK. Here we go. It's all connected. And interestingly, you probably have noticed we got the Windows VM1 folder here. Now let's create. So we are in virtual machine 2, Windows virtual machine 2. If we create Windows VM2, what do you expect? It should show up on our other VM, right? So let's check it. So let's go to our other VM. Let's maximize this one. It's just taking its time. And this is our other VM. Now it's showing up our folder underneath. Okay, let's do. Just gonna say. Okay, now it should be showing it here. So let's. Sorry, just give me a second. We're just trying to get this one. Yep, here we go. You can see on the VM one, we can able to see the folder there. So this is our VM. Let's create another folder in VM2 and see how quickly it will show up. Just gonna call it Windows folder. Here we go. You can see how quickly it start appearing up. And if we create another test folder here, you see it says new folder getting created. It's not created yet until unless I click OK, and you can see the name comes up. Okay, same thing we can do on our storage account as well. If you go back to our storage account, let's close this one and go to the file share, the folder which we have created, share folder. So if I create, yeah, see, you can see all those folder appears here as well. So if I upload a folder from my machine, just gonna use let's use this blob.txt and upload. You can see it appears on our share folder on the portal. If I go to, here we go, it's also come up on there. Okay, I think we pretty much cover the topics which we were supposed to be going through, and thanks for watching, and I will see you with another topic in next video. Till then, take care. Bye for now.